Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Rudy Hunter. I'm thrilled you're going to be with me. I am 40 plus years now in practice, private practice, as an energy work healer and teacher. Half my practice is people, the other half is animals. And what we are going to do here are panic attack rescues that you can learn. Most importantly, you can use should you need them for yourself or other people in a terrible set of circumstances before emergency services show up. Sometimes these are useful in very deserted places, and I'll tell you modern versions of that. I don't expect you to become facile with all of these things. What I hope is that you'll watch them all, you'll have a poke at them all. There'll be one or two that really speak to you that you can remember. That's the most important thing, because you probably won't have this video available nor the time to go review stuff when you're in the midst or the beginning of a panic attack. If you get one or two things that you can practice first when you're absolutely fine, and then implement when the chips are down, I will have done my job. I'll be very proud of myself for getting you the information, and I'll be so proud of you for having done it, because it is a scary, sketchy situation. So let's start at the top. First of all, this work is not medicine. I am not a doctor, and it's important for you to know that. What is important mostly is that you will take some time to learn these peculiar techniques, and they are peculiar. Many of them, not all, but many are from the Orient. Many of them are thousands of years old. If you think about it, what did we ever do before CPR existed, which is a wonderful life-saving thing? What did we ever do before we could call an ambulance? Or what did we do when the doctor was 28 villages away and we were in trouble? The work here is distilled out of a much larger body of work, some of which I used to teach in live classes. If you ever get me at a live class, ask me to teach you some of the stuff, including how to stop a heart attack with your hands, because that work, while it isn't medicine, it's manipulation is what it is. It's energetic manipulation. That work is literally life-saving. This work you're about to learn can be literally life-saving. So it's important that this, when you apply it for yourself or a loved one, is done after the call to 911 is placed, after the yell for, "Is there a doctor in the house?" is done. It's really important that that's set in motion first, and this is done second. You will find your favorites in the work I'm going to teach you. The best thing I can tell you is find what works best for you, and the way to do that is to base it on your personal feelings inside when you do it, when you practice these things. Some of them you'll go like, "Meh, it's not for me." One or two will go, "Oh, that feels really good and really soothing." Those are the one or two I would like you to get good at. And once you've practiced them, stick them in the back of your memory, and perhaps review this every once in a while. I mean, if you review this once a year, that would be great, so that that information is available to you when you need it most. So aside from my energetic practice, where woo-woo is all I do for people and animals, I also have a personal history that is rife with panic attacks and anaphylaxis. Back in the day, 100 years ago, I had some pretty spectacular asthma and breathing disorders, and I was stubborn as a mule, which I don't recommend, and would not get, for a bunch of stupid reasons, proper rescue stuff available to myself. I was young and very stupid. So This set of things I will teach you, plus a whole bunch more that I can't teach you. It's beyond the scope of this. But these simple hookups, these simple connections we're going to be learning mostly with our hands, have kept me alive. But that's me. They've also kept alive more than a dozen people who I've had the great fortune, even though it's been terrifying, the great fortune to be next to on the salad line, or alone in a hallway far away from people and phones and the rest of society, whose heart attacks I've stopped, whose anaphylaxis I've brought down under control, and whose panic attacks I've eliminated. One of the ironies in my world is that if you learn a bunch of these skills and you're in good shape, yeah, I mean, you learn them for yourself for sure. But in my world, if I learn these and I help myself with them, the powers that be seemingly are going to thrust a whole bunch of people and literally next to or in front of me to help as well. These are extremely obscure maneuvers. You won't find them collected anywhere except here. So there are a couple of important preparatory things that you need to know that are as important as the fancy stuff we're going to do with our hands. So let's do that first. The most important thing you need to know is that strong, fear-filled feelings bring on panic attacks. Yes, there are toxins that bring on and aggravate panic attacks. There are medications that are done in bad doses that bring them on. There are recreational drugs that bring them on. There are physical jarring and injury that bring them on. There's all kinds of reasons. In the 20%, 80% of the time, strong, fear-filled feelings, that's a lot of alliteration, bring on panic attacks. You don't have to believe me, but there's a way to prove that to yourself. If you currently suffer with panic attacks, I urge you to go find some of my other material that deals with feelings head on. There's a lot of free stuff up in the internet, on YouTube, and great stuff on my sites. A lot of it's free. There's also paid stuff too. Find something to deal with your strong set of fear-filled emotions. Work on that as a little project. And if you do my work, it'll be a very graceful and very easy way to pull that down. And you will remarkably find that the propensity for you to spin into panic attack diminishes and diminishes and diminishes. I'm not excluding those other triggers. I mean, there are toxins in the air. There are inhalants that I'm still reactive to, that people are still reactive to. There are, if you don't clean up all of your triggers, you still have a propensity to it, but the lion's share is going to be the strong, fear-filled feelings. So that's my $1 million tip for you, so that panic attacks are not on the continued uprise for you. They flatten out. You can take care of them in the moment, which is what we're doing here on video. And most importantly, you don't have to keep taking care of them. You can tidy things up so that they become a non-issue in your life. So when you have strong fear-filled feelings and the life stress around you, the circumstances around you is unrelenting and strong, panic attacks rise. So you can organize things so that they start to fade away. In the moment, the beginning moments of a panic attack, you can't detox your system. You can't lower your meds. You can't wish you hadn't smoked an illegal substance. You can't do any of those things to control them. The things that will pull them down, I'm going to teach you.